and welcome to Time Between Times storytelling with me, Owen Staton. First of all, apologies. Last week there was no story, there was no video, there was no tale being told. And the reason for that, as you may be able to hear, unfortunately that spirit of COVID came a-calling in this house, and I have found myself COVID positive for a few days. Although I have felt rough, today I feel better. And today I feel I need to tell a tale, so all of us can lose ourselves in the telling of a traditional tale for just a small period of time. Thank you everyone who got in touch, asking if I was okay. I am. And thank you for once again joining me here at the place of stories. So let's forget about all the evils in the world today. Let's forget about all our troubles and let us join together and listen to a tale being told at the time between times, the time when it is neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey, a time when the veil between our world and the fairy world grows wafer thin, so thin that for just a few moments we can reach into their realm and for a few moments they can reach into ours. The time between times. The time when people see ghosts, the time when people see lights in the sky, the time when people see fairies, and the time of stories. So if you can, sit back, maybe close your eyes, look around the fireplace and see that friends have gathered here at the time between times. Far away we can hear the howl of wolves, we can hear the growl of bears, but we know we are safe right here at the time between times. As I tell you the tale of the ghost ship, the ghostly Asp of Milford Haven. Many years ago, in 1850, a Captain Aldridge from Bristol, who lived now in Milford, was given command of the ship the Asp. The Asp had been a passenger ship for many years, but now she had been requisitioned by the Navy and was due to go out on surveys for the forces. Captain Aldridge had his first command, and he was so pleased. His smile could be seen for miles around. The night before they left, him and his wife celebrated, and then in the morning as the sun rose, they walked to Milford docks, and there in front of him was the Asp, her 3 masts stretching to the sky. The sailors were loading on her cargo. She was due to go to India, far away, and the captain was to take her there. As he went to step upon the gangplank, moving up to the Asp, a sailor grabbed him by the arm. "Excuse me, skipper, but are you Captain Aldridge?" "That I am. Let me tell you that this is a cursed ship. This vessel is haunted, and I will not be setting foot on it." With that, the sailor walked away. The captain turned around and would have called him back, but surely this could not be true. He walked onto the Asp, down the stairs that led beneath the deck, there to his cabin. A chill went down his back, but he soon made himself comfortable. The next day he kissed goodbye to his wife and set sail for India. Off they went, week after week, month after month. But every night, strange things started to happen on the Asp. Sailors said that things they left on the deck or nearby had moved. When the deck was quiet and most were sleeping and only a skeleton crew were there on the deck, footsteps could be heard, walking back and forth. Underneath one night, the sound of a drunken brawl could be heard. But when the sailors and the guards and the marines rushed under the stairs, the room was totally empty. When they arrived in India, some of the ship's crew did not return. Such was the fear in their hearts. But Captain Aldridge and his crew managed to gather enough men to steer the ship back. But one night, as she passed in the Bay of Biscay, as he slept fast asleep in his cabin, he felt cold, clammy hands grabbing his cheek. He woke with a start, but there was nobody standing over him. His cabin was totally clear. Captain Aldridge was terrified, but as a naval captain he could not show it. The ship arrived back in Milford. Many of the sailors asked not to sail on her again. The first night she was back, a guard stood on deck. The church bell rang for midnight, and there at the front of the ship he saw the figure of a beautiful woman staring far out to sea. The guard challenged her, and she turned around, her white dress beautiful and yet terrible in the night. Her face was translucent and ethereal. She glowed like the moon. And as she stepped towards him, the sailor was so terrified he lifted his gun and asked her to stop. But she walked straight through him. The sailor's hair had turned totally white by the morning. Captain Aldridge was so concerned that he asked a man of the church to come on board and bless the vessel. A local minister, a Reverend Harris, walked upon the deck, looked around, and said that this was indeed a cursed ship, that he felt a chill, that he felt that something else was living on board. The crew gathered in prayer, and he blessed the ship, but then turned to the captain and said, "There is a man I know who once sailed upon this ship when she was a cargo ship and a passenger ship, and was on board it when he went to India a number of years ago. He drinks in the ship inn in Milford, and maybe we should ask him if he has any experiences." Captain Aldridge and Reverend Harris went to the ship inn, where an old sailor sat. His name was Jones. He sat with the captain, sat with the Reverend, and told them a tale that chilled their blood. For when he had sailed upon the Asp, they had arrived in India and started to unload the cargo. Behind the last barrel, they found the body of a woman, her throat cut. She had been there many weeks and was as cold as stone. But her spirit had been seen many times. The captain and the Reverend returned to the Asp. "What can we do?" "I will give her one more blessing and ask if anything that should not be here would leave the ship at once." They climbed on board. The Reverend blessed her one more time. But that night, at midnight, when the moon shone in the sky, there were a few guards and Captain Aldridge around, and every one of them bore witness that when the church bell struck 12, a procession of spirits walked up the creaking wooden stairs from below deck of the Asp, across the deck and off the ship. Some say there were as many as 50 spirits, all looking straight ahead, all walking silently off the ship, through the streets of Milford to the church doors, where they vanished as quickly as they arrived. Captain Aldridge never went to sea again. He resigned his commission straight away. Another captain took on the Asp. They got a crew, but every one of them from far away. Set sail a week later and was lost in heavy winds in the Bay of Biscay but a couple of weeks after that. All hands gone. The Asp is still talked about, and some say that in Milford, when the nights are dark, if you look out to sea, it can still be seen sailing past the port, a ghost crew aboard. And some others have even said that a spirit procession marches out of the churchyard, stands on the cliff tops overlooking the sea and watches the asp as it sails by in the dark of the night. And that, my friends, is the terrifying tale of the ghost ship, the Asp of Milford Haven. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Please forgive my voice. Thank all those who have supported me and sent me best wishes. You know who you are, and your support is much appreciated. Please remember, I now have an audio podcast, Time Between Times Storytelling. Please have a look at that and subscribe if you will. And please subscribe and like these videos. Sometimes it feels like I'm talking to myself. So please ask me a question, speak to me, let me know what you think. Take care, everyone. COVID's a horrible thing. Wear your mask, stay socially distanced, wash your hands. Please look after yourself. Until next time that I see you at the Time Between Times. Diolch yn fawr. Nos da.